Hey there, welcome back to Tubeguruji channel. My name is Rahul and in this video I am going to show you how to create a powerful Disney Plus clone 2.0 using some of the latest technology with the latest tech trends. We are going to be using React as a front end, Vite as a build tool, Tailwind CSS for our styling and TMDB open source movie database to get the latest movies. And to the top of it, we are going to learn how to deploy all our application on Vercel. If that was not enough, we will make entire website fully responsive across all devices. If you are ready to learn some new skill, then let's get started. Alright, so I just want to show you the quick overview of the functionality which we have in the application. So in this course, we are developing Disney Clone 2.0 application. So if you see on the screen, we have this beautiful navigation bar with the icons and menu. So we will implement this one and I will teach you how to use the open source React icons in our application. Also, if you see we have the slider, then I will teach you how to do and add this slider and this on click of navigation. So if I click on previous or next button, right, I will teach you how to do it. After that, we have these beautiful animations. Okay, so if I hover on any of this particular item, you will see the video is running in the background, right? So we'll implement that one. Okay, then coming to this below part, we have this list of movies. So each of this movie list we will convert it into a different component item and then we will use it. Okay, so we will use different types of component. If you see here, right, we'll do everything from the scratch. If you are beginner and you don't know anything about the React, so don't worry, I'm gonna teach you everything from the basic. You just need to know a little bit of HTML and CSS. Okay, with the help of Tailwind CSS, we'll make this application fully responsive. Okay, and without doing any further delay, let's begin. And if you did not subscribe to my channel, subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and family. So in order to create a project, we are using Vite. So Vite is one of the best build tool available in the market and which is very fast to build it, fast to create the project, and you will see throughout the project how fast it is and how convenient to use in order to create a React app. Okay, so in order to create a React app using the Vite, right, there is a simple command. Just type npm create Vite at latest. Okay, so go to your desired folder, open command prompt, and here just type npm create Vite at latest. Okay, so once you've done it, it will ask you the name of project. So in this case, we are building the Disney clone, so I will put Disney clone. Okay, and enter it. So you will get a different types of framework here: vanilla, Vue, React, pre-React, and so on. You can select any of them, right? In this case, we will select the React because we are building the React application. And here you can select JavaScript or TypeScript. Okay, it's up to you which you want to select. There is no much difference when you are writing the code. Okay, but in this case we will select the JavaScript, and done, your project is ready. If you go with the command npx create React app, it will take a lot of time to install dependency and build and create the app, but with the Vite is quite easy. Now go to the your project folder. Okay, and then just type npm I, so it will install the dependency for you. You can type npm install, the short form is npm I, and it will install some of the dependency which required at the front. Okay, and if you see, it's done, right? So now just type code space dot and it will open the VS code for us. Okay, and then if you see, the project is created now successfully. Now if you see, right, we have source folder and inside that we have app.js, which is our main starting point of the application. Now let's go to terminal and click new terminal and let's run the project. So just type npm run dev, and if you see, right, it will build within a couple of seconds and your project is ready on this particular port. Okay, just open that port number and you see you will get some this default page, right? So if you go to the app.jsx, right, and this is the code which is written. I will remove this code for now. Okay, and if I save it, and now if you go to our application, you will see nothing on the screen. Okay, and this is index.css, the styling and all. This is the main CSS and Axios CSS, which is apply, which is this style is using in app.jsx. Okay, and this is the index.html, the main file, as React, right, and Vite. This is the single page application. That's the reason only one index.html file you will see on the screen. In packet.json we have all the dependency installed. If you see right now, we only have React and React DOM, the only two dependency. And in Vite, okay, it's using the React plugin, so that's the reason you don't need to install all this dependency and everything, because Vite is already taking care of everything, right? In asset folder we will put all our images and the files which we want locally, right? So now next we will install this Tailwind CSS. Now in order to install Tailwind CSS for React Vite, just type Tailwind CSS Vite. Okay, and you will get this first link on the Google. Open that one. Now we have a few steps to follow it, right? First, we already we already created the application. Next we have to run this command in your project terminal. So open the new terminal and I will paste it here. After that you have to install this second command, right? So once you install this second command, right, you will see these two files you will get created, tailwind.config.js and postcss.config.js. So execute this command, and once it's executed, right, you will see these two files get generated now. Next you have to copy this line of code, okay, and you have to put it in tailwind.config.js file. So go to tailwind.config.js, replace everything and paste it here like this, okay, and save it. Next we have to put these three lines in index.css. So go to the source. In that we have index.css. At the top I will put it here, okay, you can put it anywhere. Then you have to run the project. So in order to check whether this is installed or not, I will write this line of code in my app.jsx file. Okay, I will just paste it like this. So if you see, right, it applied the text size, font and underline. And let's go to our application. The next step is to rerun the application. So I will stop the previous build and I will run it again. And now if you go back to our application, right, you will see this hello world with underscore, correct? So this is how simple it is. Now I know it's a little difficult if you are using the Tailwind CSS first time and you need to know how to use it, right? For example, take example, you want to increase the text size, right? So you know the CSS, right? So just type font size, right? You see font size, and so if you click on it, you will see this is the CSS property and the class which is used in a Tailwind CSS, right? So this is how simple it is. The way while we are building the application, I will tell you and teach you how to use it, the Tailwind CSS class names in our application, so it will be very easy for you. Okay, so if you see our application, right, we have this hello world in the center, vertical center. Okay, so what I will do, we have to remove that particular style sheet, right? And if you go to the app.jsx file, this app was there, right? I removed this class name, so that style sheet is applied here. And for this root, right, I will also remove this margin, padding and text line, right, and save it. And if you go back, you will see this, right, it moved to the left. Also in index.css you have to remove this whole item, the place item, center, minimum width, height and everything, right? And if you go back, now it's coming in the left corner. That's what we wanted. So now if you see on the header, right, we have the logo on the left side corner, and then we have icon and the name of the menu, right? So home, search, waitlist, right, correct? And on the right hand side we have this profile icon. Okay, so let's go back to our application and then create a folder called components, and inside that components we will create a file called header.jsx. Okay, so before writing code, right, make sure you will install the one VS Code extension. Okay, so it called ES7 plus React snippet. Okay, so this will help you to create the default template for your each and every component, right? So in this case, if I type RFC, right, you will get the suggestion like this, and click enter, you will see the default template is created. So make sure before writing any code, right, just install this VS Code extension, which is quite helpful while you writing any code. So once you have the default template and default header component, just save this one once you created, and go to the app.jsx and make sure you will import that header component here. Okay, so just type header. Okay, and make sure once you type it, right, make sure it will install as well. Okay, sorry, it will import as well, and then save it. Now go back to our applications. Okay, and you will see header here, right now the color is black, that's why it's not visible, but you will see this header at the corner, right? So it means header is get imported. Now again, let's go back to our header.jsx, and first thing we have to do is to add this logo, correct? So create one folder in assets called images, and inside that image I put the Disney logo. Okay, so just paste it there. Now make sure you will import that logo here first. So import logo from the location you have to go, it means path you have to use. So you can go like this. Okay, so dot from, then we have assets, sorry, images, and then logo.png. Okay, so now our logo is imported. Now here I will remove this header name and just import the image source. Okay. So this is the dynamic logo. Dynamic in the sense it's coming from somewhere else, right? And it's all, we are already imported this logo. So in order to use this, right, you have to use curly braces. Okay, when you are importing from some constant or some variable, right, and then put this logo like this. Okay, name of the logo, and also give some style. So we have to give some width and height. So I will give width of so in class name, right, you can give width. So if you want to give the custom width, okay, to the any tag, right, you can write in square brackets. So that's how Tailwind is quite helpful, right? You can just write like this. Okay, and you will see if I hover on it, you will see the width. Okay, the CSS property width of 18 pixel, correct? And just save this one. Okay, and I will make sure the object is covered, so I will get a proper view. Now if I go back to application, you will see Disney logo, right? And let's do like this. Okay, so you will see Disney logo, correct? Now one more thing I want to tell here. Okay, so right now if you are giving the default value, right, like this, so this is applicable from the small screen, right? If you want to give or you want to change the image size to the medium or larger screen, you have to write like this, medium. Okay, or you want to add some property when the screen is large, then you have to write like this. Okay, so for example, if the screen size is medium or larger, what I will do, I will increase the width size of the image, and when the screen size is medium, I will put the width to 115 pixel. Okay, and if I increase the size, you will see the change, right? If I decrease size, let's see like this, let's see the change, right? So this is what the Tailwind CSS will work. Okay, after that just go to the React icons. Okay, this is the official website for the React, and here you will find a lot of React icons. So make sure you will install this one. I already installed on my project. Just copy this one, go to your terminal and paste it. Okay, and execute that one. So once the React is installed, you have bunch of different icons where you can use it. Okay, just you have to import the statement, and the name of icon you have to replace with this word icon name. Okay, and boom, you can use it anywhere. Okay, so I already have some bunch of icon that I'm gonna use in this project, so I will just import all these icons. Okay, so I'm using hero icon 2, and for a couple of icon I'm using this one, the hero icon, just a hero icon. Okay, also for all our list of menu, right, if you see, let me increase it, the search wait list, right, I created one constant and I will paste it here. Okay, so this list of object contains the name of the name which you want to show, and then the icon. Okay, so the icon which we are giving, like this one, right, the originals, the movie, the kind of things, this all icons we are putting and saving in one constant. Okay, so that we can use it to iterate it, and in order to avoid the repetitive code writing. Okay, now we have to iterate this value, correct? So uh, if you go to the Disney application, right, each of this icon has a each of this menu has an icon and the name, right? So in order to achieve this one, I will create a one more component called header item.js, JSX, and add default template here. Okay, now go back to application, save everything. So here first I will iterate this value, so just write map list, menu dot. In order to iterate, you have to map that item. Okay, so item, and then do the arrow functions. Okay, so this is the syntax in order to iterate the list. Okay, and here instead of writing anything, right, I want to iterate this whole header item component, so I will just write like this, header item. Okay, and save it. So for example, 1 2 3 4, so 5 6 times it will iterate this header item, and if I save it and if you go back to our application, you will see this header item is written, okay, multiple times, because in header item we have what, header item. Now what we have to do, we have to pass this name and icon to this header item. Okay, so in order to pass it, right, you can write like this, name, and just write the item dot name. Okay, so in item we have the name and icon, and for icon, right, so in order to pass the icon, because we have to use icon as a tag, right, so I will write in capital letter, make sure you will write the capital letter, and here you can pass item dot icon. Okay, once you pass it from here, right, you have to get it, you have to receive that one, right, as a props. Okay, so you can use it like this, or you can destructurize it, okay, to the name and comma icon, like this. Okay, one more thing, when you are using the React icons, right, so the way you have to use it, just to write the name of icon as a tag, you see, like this, and this is how you can use it. Okay, so here, right, the first thing, just write like this, the icon you have to show, right, so icon, and after that I will write h2 tag, and here we'll show the name. Okay, and save it. If you go back to our application, now you will see this home search, right, see, and the icon, I will change the text size, also text color, so just write class name and text of white. Okay, if you see, now it is visible, you see, right, so all our icon and the menu name is visible now. Now give some styling to this one, so let's add, first put it everything in one line. Okay, so if I make it flex, it will be the icon name and name will be in one line. Then make item to be center. Every time when you make the flex, make sure you will do the item center, so it will come vertically. Okay, and I will give some gap between the icon and the this name. Okay, after that give some text size, so give text to 18 pixel, and I will make the font of semi bold. Okay, so font style should be semi bold, and make sure pointer to be cursor. So if you see, right, just type whatever you understand, and if you don't understand any class how to use it, you can search it on Tailwind CSS official website, but anything you want to do it, right, you can find it here directly, and save everything. Now if you go back here, all the styling is applied here. Okay, now put everything in one line. So go back to header.js, and for this one write class name and just write flex. Okay, so once you write the flex, everything will become in one line, and obviously make sure the item to be center, and I will give some gap between these items, so gap of 8, you see. Perfect. Okay, now one more thing, we want to add this user, right? So for now, one more thing, right? This in the header section, right? This section is at the left side and the profile is on the right side, right? So in order to achieve it, right, I will wrap this image and this list of menu in one div like this. Okay, and then another image source I will add it here. So image source, and I will add the link. I already have the link of user profile. Okay, so I will just paste it here and apply some class styling to this. So apply some class name, width of 40 pixel. Okay, and I want the rounded to be full, so it will be in a circle. Okay, so if I open it, go back to application, you will see like this. Okay, now make this flex, and what else we want to do? Okay, so make this as well as a flex. Okay, save it, and you see everything in one line now. Now in order to gap between this, just write justify between, so it will come like this. Perfect. Okay, and one more thing, we want to give some gap here. Just remove from here and put it here. Okay, and item to be in center as well. Okay, perfect. Now give some padding. So I will give some padding to 5 and save it. You see, and this is what it look like, right? You can change the font size as well, it's up to you. So I will change the font size to 15 and save it. See, everything looks similar, right? Now the icon is little different, that's fine, it's up to you how icon you want to use it, right? Next thing, on hover you will see this underline, correct? So in order to do it, right, go back to our header item, and here we Tailwind CSS provide a beautiful property called hover. So on a hover you can add the property which you want. Okay, so in this case you can just add on a hover, I want to show underline. Okay, and save it. You see it's coming, correct? But it's touching to the text, right? And we want to gap between the text and the underline, right? So just write the we have to use some offset, right? So just write underline, and in this case I will write offset 8, right? You can give the custom size, is up to you, but if I hover on this offset, right, you will see the text underline offset. Okay, if I go back, and you will see it's coming beautifully, right? Perfect. So I hope you understand this initial part of the header. Next, right, if you see Disney, if I decrease the screen size, the menus get changed, right? You see, so this is for the responsive, so we are making responsive header. Okay, so navigation bar should be a header. Right now if you decrease the screen size, right, so our menu is not responsive. Okay, so we'll make the responsive. So in this section we will make this navigation bar responsive, right, like this Disney application, right? And we will able to see only 3 menu, and then we have the 3 dot with the multiple one, correct? So go back to our application. Here you will see everything, right? So go to the header.jsx, and here you have to wrap this particular menu first in a one div. Okay, so wrap this in div, and after this one more div. Okay, and then you have to give the flex. Okay, so for this one you have to give flex, so that you will not change anything, and also gap of 8. Okay, like this, and make sure everything is as it is. Perfect. Then copy this one div and paste it below that one. Okay, and once you did it, right, you will see this, you might see 2 menu, right? Here you have to hide it when the screen size is smaller. Okay, and only show this particular navigation when the screen size is medium or larger, right? If I do like this, you will see, right? So hidden, okay, sorry, yeah. And here now this menu is our responsive menu, okay. So that if you see still showing this name and everything, right? So go to hidden item, and when the screen size, here you can add when the screen size is smaller, hide it, okay. Otherwise when screen size is larger, then show it, okay. I will keep it as a block only, so it will show. If I make the screen size larger, right, it will show, otherwise small. But if you see, we are also showing this per next the another navigation, right? So you can add here when the screen size is medium, hide it, okay. And now if you see, when the screen size is smaller, larger, sorry, or medium, then you will see this navigation. Otherwise you will see only the icon, okay. Perfect. Now the next thing, you just want the first three icons to be displayed on the screen, okay. So here you can add the condition. First add the index in the 0 1 2 item, right? So it's keeping track of the number of item you are iterating. And here you can add index is less than 3 and then show it, okay, like this. Now if you go to the Disney application, you will see these three dots as well. So we want to add that one, correct? So in order to add it, right, we want to add one more header item here. So I just add this header item, okay. On medium I kept hidden, and I'm not passing any value, but here, right, icon is hide dot vertical, which is I added and imported here, okay. So make sure you will do that. And if I save it now, you will see this third icon as well, okay. And if I increase the size, you will not see anything, okay. But if the screen size is smaller, you will see this, okay. So next we will implement this drop down menu, okay. So if you remember, in last section we added this header item and we added this hidden the name of the menu, right? I will remove this one because right now I will put on empty class. I don't want anything, right? We will show this information. So in header we have this second menu for the response unit, right? So here, so instead of this item name, I will pass the empty value, right, like this. And I will decrease the gap size to 5, okay. And if I increase the screen size, right, you will see like this. But on if the screen size is smaller, you will see this screen like this, right? So this is working. Only thing that we can pass the empty string, correct, okay. Now on the click of this one, right, we want to show this the remaining menu, correct. So here what I will do, I will create one div, okay, here. And inside that one, let's create one div, okay. And inside that one I will iterate this menu again, okay. But in this time I will change this condition when index is greater than 3. So remaining one will be displayed on the screen, right? And when index is greater than 3, then only show the menu, right? And if I save it, right, you will see this information. So in this case I will pass the item name, the name of the menu. So item dot name, right, and save it. Then you will see this both the value, correct. Now it's coming below this one, right? So first let's make this absolute position, okay. So I will make absolute and save it, right? It will look like this now. And we will give some margin from the top. So let's give 3, okay. And let's give background. So in this case I will give the custom color background. So this hash code I will use, okay, and save it. So you don't see any change actually. But let's give some border first, border of 1 pixel, okay. And I will give some padding to 3, okay. And what else? So and we can give some gap here, right? So margin from the bottom. So go to the header item and here you can mention the margin. So just write margin bottom 3, okay. And you'll see like this, you see, right? So let's give 2 only. And it's up to you how you want to display, okay. Then go back to header.js and let's make this border color little light. So border to be gray, and I will make it 700. So it will look like this. If you go to the Disney application, right, remove this one, and if you see, right, you will see this border, okay, light border. So same thing we added here. Okay, also we can give padding X to 5, okay, and padding bottom or Y maybe to 3. 3 is already there, so it's less 4, okay, like this. And now it's look good, correct? So if you see Disney, we have original movie and series. So in this case we have original, we don't have original really. Okay, so here light condition to 2, let's see, we get the original as well now. Okay, so this is how simple it is, right? And now on the click of this, only we want to show it, otherwise we want to hide it, correct? So we want to add toggle for this one, right? So define one some value, right? So in this case we will use the state. So this is the React inbuilt hook, right, to set the variable value. So for example, here I can say toggle, where the our value will hold true or false, and in order to set the value for the toggle, we'll write set toggle. Okay, and this is the use state. This is a React inbuilt hook. If you see, right, it will import that particular hook. Okay, and inside that I will write default value as a false. So what it will do, right now the toggle value is false, but in order to set the toggle value, you have to set using the set toggle. Okay, this is the convenient way to understand it. And here you can just say, okay, if the toggle is on, for example here, if the toggle is true, right, only show this particular section. Okay, otherwise, otherwise show nothing. Okay, oh sorry, we want to show it here. Okay, otherwise show nothing. Now if you see, right, it don't show anything. If I make it true, this value as a true, it will show the list of remaining menu. Okay, now let's add the on click function for these 3 dots, right? So for this one, right, I will add it here. You can add it either item, but right now I will add it here, okay, for your understanding purpose. And here what I will do, in order to set toggle, right, on the click of this particular 3 dots, I will write the set toggle function, and I will just, whatever the toggle is there, right, I will revert the toggle value. So for example, if it's true, then I will make it false, or if it's false, I will make it true, right? And this is the exclamation mark function, which help to set the variable negatively. Okay, and set it. Now if I click it, it will show. If I click it again, it will hide it, right? Perfect. So this is what we wanted, and this is what we achieved, right? And if you see, we are getting this underlying as well. In order to fetch the movies, we are going to use the moviedb.org. This is an open source API for all the movies, where you will get all the latest trending movies, all their details, the genre, and lot of things. So go to their site and create a new account if you don't have any account before. And once you create the account, just log in to this account. Okay, then you will see this panel. So you will see how much API you use and everything, right? This is completely free, so don't worry. After that, go to the settings, and where you will find the API. Okay, so you will ask to create the API. If they ask, just create it. It's completely free again. Okay, and this is the endpoint in order to fetch movie. Okay, once you got the API, just pass that API key to the URL. Okay, and if I try to open this particular endpoint on the browser, you will see this all the response, right? So for example, for this movie, right, this is a Fight Club movie, and this is the overview for that one. The poster path they mention, okay, which is nothing but the image for the movie. And there are a lot of things. So it also mentioned the when it released, the IMDb score, and the language which is it available, okay, and whether the video is available for this movie or not. Okay, so once you have that particular API, right, then just go to the developers, the moviedb.org, where you will find the documentation for this one, right? So here if you will see the bunch of different category, okay, so including genre. So if you want to available genre, you want to fetch it, you can use this endpoint, just pass the API key. Similarly, if you want to movie, right, here you will see the list of movies, the trending movies or lot of things. Let's see, go to the trending movies. Here you have to pass the media type, so you will see this all the documentation, what type of media you can pass it, right, whether it's a movie or TV. Okay, also the time window. For example, if you want to try it, right, just paste this particular API, send it, add it here, right, and this is the URL. You can try it. Sometimes it will not work here, so just open it in browser and you will see this API response. Okay, so this API response has a trending video for the particular day, not the particular but all the day, and just we are passing the API key and you will see, you'll get the latest all the details of the movie and everything. So we are using this particular API. Before going further, let's make sure you'll create the account on the this particular website, and then once you have the API, then we will start integrating. So in React, in order to fetch the list of movie from the any API, right, we want one HTTP client. So in this particular project, we are using Axios, which is one of the best HTTP client for Node.js, okay, and the browser. So it's very fast. You can use fetch operator as well, but we are using Axios. As if you are a beginner, this is one of the best HTTP client available right now. So just if you go on the official website, you will see this command in order to install the Axios. So copy this command, go to your project, and in the terminal window just execute this line of command. Okay, and it also help you if you are on the Mac OS, then you have to use yarn, otherwise you have to use npm. Okay, how to use this particular API, you can also check on the of this website. Okay, it's very easy. Go to our application, and inside the source folder create one new folder called services. Okay, inside services just create a new file called global api.js x. Okay, where we will put all the API calls. Okay, so here I will first define the Axios. Okay, just import this Axios from the Axios. Okay, and initially we have the movie base URL, right, so define that one. So I will create one constant called movie base URL. Okay, and I will just paste that movie base URL. Okay, so this is the movie base URL. So 3 is nothing but the version of that particular API. Okay, and also I will paste the API key which we want for our application. Okay, now let's add the constant, and if you go back to the API, right, trending all day video, so copy this one, I will paste it for now for the reference purpose like this. And we want the trending video, right, so get trending videos. Okay, which is equal to Axios dot. So Axios that we already defined, and it provided various CRUD operation like get or post, delete, okay, update, like that. So right now we are fetching data, so we'll put the Axios dot get, and here we will pass the base URL first. Okay, then if you see this particular URL, right, we want this particular trending video, so just add it like this. Okay, trending all day, and the API key we have to attach, so just write API underscore key, the similar like this, and we already defined the API key in a constant, so I will just attach that one, API key. Okay, so we have all our this particular API call. Now in order to use this particular API call throughout the application, right, you have to export this one. Okay, so just write export default, and here you can define the API endpoint which you want to export it. Now once you define that, right, you can access anywhere in the application. So now we will develop the slider. if you see this Disney application, it has this beautiful slider and it has a navigation as well. Okay, so we'll implement that one, and if you see on a hover, right, we'll get this beautiful border as well. So we will add that with the Tailwind CSS. So let's go back to our applications. So let's go back to our project, and here go create a new file in a components called slider.jsx and add the default template. Okay, after that go to the app.jsx and make sure after header you will add the slider as well. Okay, so here after header you will see the slider, whatever slider we added, and if you go back to application we will see the slider word, right? Perfect. Now go back slider, and here first we will fetch the all the trending movies. Okay, so we already developed the API, and if you see, right, this is our API, and we are from that API endpoint we will fetch the all the trending movie list. Okay, so here we will use the inbuilt hook called use effect. Okay, so this use effect will help you to execute whenever you will launch this particular component. Okay, so if you passing this empty array, right, then it will execute once your component get loaded. If you did not pass any of this empty array anything, right, then use effect will execute every time, every second you can say. Okay, and it will get executed. So to avoid it, you can just pass the empty array. If you want to execute this use effect only when some variable some component change, then you can pass this the value of that one, and whenever this value is changed, this use effect will get executed. But for now we will pass the empty array. Okay, then create one method called get trending movies. Okay, and this is the arrow function. Okay, and here we have this global API where we define the endpoint, add this global API, and then access the get trending videos. Okay, after that just write then. Okay, and the response. Okay, so make sure you will access with the global API and this get trending videos, right, which we added here, and then you have a method called then and to arrow function to get the response. Make sure you are getting the correct result, so write the response. Okay, and in order to call this function, right, go to the use call this particular method in use effect, right? So whenever this slider component will get load, this get trending movie get called. Okay, now let's go back to the application. Okay, and if I load this application, right, just ignore this above part, and if you see we are getting data. So in this data we have the config and data where all our fetch data is you will find it here. Okay, so right now in the results, right, we have all the list of movies. So right now we are getting the top 20 trending movies. Okay, so in order to access these results, right, just go here and type response dot data, and inside that we want the results only, right? And if you go back here now, if you see, right, we'll get only 20 movies. Okay, and nothing else. So in order to store this, right, we want to put it in some state, right? So define one variable and with the help of use state. So I will define movie list. Okay, and in order to set it, I will write set movie list, and this is the use state. Okay, so right now we will pass the empty array, and now in order to set this movie list, just set it here, and whatever response or data result we will set it to the movie list. Okay, I will keep it as it is to refer this field name and everything. Okay, now in our movie list we have all this movie list which we fetch, right? Now let's implement and show it on the screen. So here I will define image source first. Okay, so sorry, first we want to iterate this movie list, right? So I will define this movie list. Okay, dot map, and here I will define the item. I will also define the index. Okay, and then the arrow function. So here I will define the image source. Okay, and inside that, right, we want to define the this backdrop path. Okay, so this is nothing but, if you see, this is extension jpg, this is nothing but the image that we want to show it, right? But this is not a complete part, this is just a file name, correct? So our tmdb database, right, that which we are using, it already has one endpoint in order to access the complete image url, right? So I will just copy it for now and I will paste it here. If you see, right, I created one constant called image base URL, and this is the base URL. Okay, so and after that we will attach this file name. So you can write like this, image base URL plus you want to show item dot and the field name, which is the backdrop path. So paste like this. Okay, and give some class name. It means we will give some width and height. So here in this case, right, I will give the width. So let's say minimum, we want to show minimum width to be full screen. Okay, and the height I will give the 310 pixel. Okay, so I give the custom height, so that I need to write in a square bracket. Okay, and save it. So here instead of this curly braces, right, we want to add this circular bracket, right? And if you go back to our application, now you will see this list of all the movies, right? Now I will do the object cover first. So do the object cover. Okay, and save it. Now you will see the perfect image. Okay, now it's coming horizontally, sorry, vertically, and we want it horizontally, right? So to this div, right, just add the class name and to be flex. Okay, and save it. And if you see, now it coming horizontally, right? But you can't able to scroll it, right? Just so here you just mention the overflow x auto. Okay, so if you hover on this, so it will, this is the css property, overflow x auto. Okay, and if you go back now, you can able to scroll it. Okay, perfect. Now if you see that our image is getting cut, the top section is getting cutted, right? So you can just say, after object cover, you can say object left crop, right? So left top, so the top section, you will see this top section. Now you will see. Okay, and then you can add some margin and padding. So in this case, I will first give the margin to the right. Okay, so you will get some margin, you will not able to see here, but I'm giving margin. And here let's give it full, and then I will give padding x-axis, okay, to 16, and on padding y I will give 4. Okay, and save it. Now you will see the change, right? It's coming like this. Okay, now let me add some rounded corner. So I will add rounded corner to be large, maybe I will add this medium only. Okay, and if you see, it's working perfectly fine. Okay, now I don't want this scroll bar. If you see this in the application, it don't have a scroll bar, but instead that we have the buttons, right? So just type Tailwind CSS no scroll bar npm, right? You will see this npm library. So just copy this one and paste it in your terminal. Okay, I already installed it, so just go here and paste it and execute this one. Okay, once you did it, right, if you see this documentation, so in tailwind.config.js file, you have to add this plugin. Okay, so go to your tailwind.config.js file and make sure in the plugin section you will add this particular line. Okay, now let's go back to our page, which is our slider, and inside this one you just need to write scroll bar none. Okay, if you go to this one, right, you will see how to use this one. So you just write to scroll bar none, and for this div I will define scroll bar as a none. Okay, and if you save it, let's go back here. If you see, you don't see anymore, right? Right now you can't scroll, but with the help of keyboard arrow you can able to scroll it. Okay, perfect. Now the next thing that we want, right, to add these buttons. Okay, so I will use this hero icon again, and if you see, right, I will use this chevron left and right. So just copy that one. I already have. Okay, so let me copy this one. Okay, so left one, and I will add it just before this one. So I will wrap with one more div. I will paste it here, and if you see error, right, you will see this error because this return item should be in one HTML tag. So that's the reason we have to define like this. Okay, and same I will do the for right. Okay, and make sure you will add it. So I will import it is right. If you see, I imported that two icons. Okay, and if I save and if you go back here, you will see this icon at the corner, right? It's not visible right now, but let's give some styling. So style it. I will say text to be oh sorry, so it need to be a class name, and this need to be a double bracket. Okay, like this. And here I give the text to be white. Okay, so it will be more visible. Okay, and now let's give some styling. So first I will add the text size to be 30 pixel, and then I will make it absolute because I want this particular one right hover on the image. So that's the reason I give the position to be absolute. And then let's give some margin x on 8. And if you see, this is how it looks for now, right? And let's give some margin top to be 150 pixel. Okay, and if you see, now it's coming in the center, right? Now how I decided 150 pixel, if you see, the height of our image is 310, right? So depends on that one, I added this margin from the top. Okay, so same thing you have to apply for the right one as well, but I will also add the cursor pointer and save it. Now same thing I will add it here and paste it, but in this case, right, we want this on the right hand side. So just type right to be 0 because we added the position to be absolute. Okay, if I save it, you will see this both the icons. Okay, right now it will not work because we did not add anything, right? Now one more thing, right? If I decrease the screen size, right, if I decrease the screen size, I don't want this navigation bar anymore because with the help of mobile view, right, I can easily navigate it. So in order to avoid that, right, first when the screen is smaller, you can just hide it. Okay, and when screen is medium or larger, you can show it, or you can say, okay, just show as a block. Okay, display as a block. So we have to paste it both this line for this icon as well, and then save it. Now if you go back here, I will decrease the screen size, and if you see, right now it's medium, but as soon as I touch the small screen size, it will be invisible, right? And if you select the mobile view, right, let me refresh it, you will see this image, right, and it's vertical. Right now we don't want that one, right? So for the image as well, just give this height when the screen size is medium, otherwise you don't need to give any size. And if you see now, you will see this, right, perfect. Okay, and when I increase the screen size, you will see this, and also we will get the navigation arrow as well. Now add the click events to the navigation slider. So on the click of right or left, slider will navigate. Okay, so first just give the use the one inbuilt hook again, the React inbuilt hook. Okay, so define one constant, and I will write element reference, which is equal to use reference. Okay, so what it will do, it will refer to the element, right, and it will give the access to that HTML elements. So only thing you need to do here to write the reference here. Okay, so just write reference, which is equal to element reference. Okay, now you can access this element, you have control on that one. That's the reason we give the element reference, right? And now here you can define on click method, but before that we will define two function. So constant slider right, okay, which is equal to element. So we will pass the element, and then some operation we can do here. So here I can write element dot scroll here in this case we want to scroll left, and then on the left we will add the value plus is equal to, right? So in this case we will add, for example, 800. Okay, and same thing you have to copy for the left scroll. Okay, so you can say left, but here now we will do the minus. Okay, so this is very important to understand how it works. Okay, and now here you can define the on click method. Okay, so define the function, and on the, because you have to define this one very carefully, otherwise it will execute every time. If you define like this, for example, if I define like this, okay, it will get executed multiple times. Okay, it's infinite time it will get executed. So to avoid that, you have to write arrow function like this. Okay, so here I will write slider left, right? This is a left arrow, and then I will again copy this for our right arrow. So I will just write right, and here you have to pass the element reference. Okay, dot current. So current element, so whatever the current value for the slider is showing on the screen, for that one we are passing to this element. Okay, now if I save it, go back to our application, if I click on it, you will see it's getting changed, right? And if you see like this, but it's very fast. We want smooth animation, right? So go back to our code, and here you can define scroll to be a smooth. So just write scroll be smooth, right? And if I save it, go back to our application, if I see, now you can able to scroll it smoothly, correct? But you will see, if you see, right, you're getting both the image at once, right? And we don't want that one. If you see here at once, you will see this, right? So the only thing here we have to do to depends on the dimension of the screen, we will provide this value. Okay, so define one constant and just write dimension width, screen width. Okay, and I will define like window dot, and you can define the dimension here. So it provides a lot of different properties. So I want inner width. Okay, so inner width nothing but the screen, the width of this screen. Okay, and now let's take the screen width and define here. Okay, now depends on the plus minus, we will define screen width, and also we already give the padding on the both the x-axis, right? So I will remove that one here, and same with this one. Okay, and then save it. Now if you go back here, refresh the application, if I click next, you will see only whole image get changed. You see, right, beautifully. And that's what we wanted, and it worked for the left navigation or the right navigation perfectly. Okay, now the last thing we remaining is on a hover, right? We will give this border, correct? So go to the image, here we will define on hover, we want to give the border. So just give the border of width 4 pixels, so custom width I give. Okay, and also give the border of gray color. Okay, so gray, and we'll get a lot of options, so you can select either any of them. So right now I select 400, and then save it, and if you see, I can able to get border, but it's very instant, right? There's no animation. So you can just write transition all to give the smooth animation and the duration as well. So in this case I will give 100, and the animation type which is in out. Okay, so if you see, perfect. So you can just give is in, and let's see how it looks. Look, right? If you go back here, you'll see, and same way we did it. Okay, perfect. So I hope you understand this particular section to add the slider similar to a Disney application. Okay, if you have any doubt, any questions, just comment in the comment section, or you can directly message me on my Instagram channel, which is @Tubeguruji. And if you did not subscribe to my channel, then please subscribe to my channel. And in next video we will add this beautiful category, and if you see that beautiful animation on the background, the video is playing on the background on the hover, so that particular styling we will add in our next video. Okay, so please watch the next video as well. In this video we will implement this particular productions section. Okay, so if I hover on it, right, you will see the video is playing on the background and the name of the production house. Okay, so there are 5 production house with the 5 different videos. If I hover any of these, you will see this on background it playing the video. So let's go back to our application, and I already added the all the images which we need. Okay, and then I also add the video for it. Okay, so I also put the link in the description where you can access that video and images for your project. Also, if you don't have a background color but define the app.css under the root class, then please define it. Go to the component and create a new file called production house.jsx. Add the default template and save it. Then go back to app.jsx file. Here you can add the component that which you created. Okay, and save it. And if you go back to our application, you will see this production house name is coming. Okay, now in production house, right, we have to make sure that our images and video is need to be imported in this particular component. Okay, so I will add this Disney and the path for that particular one, and I'm just importing that in this particular component. Okay, so make sure you also import it. And also I created one list. Okay, so I will paste it here, and it just simple list contain the ID, then the image, okay, which we imported from our local assets, and same for the video as well. Okay, so I will say production house list. Okay, so once it is ready, right, we will start coding. So once you done with this one, iterate this particular value. Okay, because we want to show it on the screen, so you have to iterate it. So just write production list dot map inside the curly braces, and then you have to write the arrow function, then add one div. Okay, so first thing we will add the image. Okay, so just write image source, and inside the image source we will add the item dot image, right, because we have to show the image. Okay, and the class name I will give the width to be full. Okay, and save it. Now if you go back to our application, you will see this name, right, Disney Pixar Marvel is coming, but it's too much big and we don't want vertically, we want horizontally. So here to this div one, right, the parent div, we will mark it as a flex. Okay, so it will come in horizontally, right. Now if you see, right, we want to use some padding and a lot of things, so give some styling. So here just add the let's go back to our VS Code, and for this image we want to add the right now, okay, let's add some styling and margin to this div. So for this div I will say border, we want to add border of 2 pixel. Okay, and also I give the color of border, so let's add the color of border like gray. I will like 600, and if you go back and see, you will see this border. Okay, now let's give some gap as well. So I will give gap of 5, so you have to give in the this div. So I will give gap of 5, and let's save it. Let's see how it looks. Okay, now give some rounded corner. So for this div you can add the rounded corner as well. So just write rounded, okay, large, and save it. Okay, and if you go back, you will see this corner to be rounded. Okay, here what I will do, I will give some padding first. Okay, so add padding of 2, and on x-axis I will add the padding of 16. Okay, and if you see, it will align with this particular slider, right. But on smaller screen I want to change this padding, so when the screen is smaller, right, we can give padding of 5, and when it's medium, then it will be a pixel 16. And if I decrease the screen size, right, so it will look like this. Okay, because on mobile screen as well we want to look at all these things need to be look right carefully. Also make sure this gap should be on medium, and when it's smaller screen we should use a gap of 2 only. Okay, and if you see, it's perfectly working. Okay, perfect. Now on hover we want to scale this size. Okay, so let's go back to our VS Code. In here we can add hover functionality. So on a hover you can scale to 110 and save it. Let's see, right, it's coming, but we want a smooth animation, right? So just write transition all, and the duration should be 300. Okay, and animation should be easy in out. Okay, so if you go back and if you see, it's working, right? I will add the cursor pointer. So add the cursor pointer. Okay, and if you see, perfect. Now it's time to add the video. Okay, so simple HTML, we have the video tag. Okay, and inside video tag we have to provide the source of the video. Okay, so in this case we can provide item dot video. Okay, and close the tag, and if you go back now you will see this video is coming down, right? Now here we want to give some styling for this, but before that in video we have some properties in order to play the video, right? So here you can say autoplay. So whenever we show it, right, we want to play it. Right now you will not able to see that change, but make sure you will add that one. And we also want to loop it, right? Even though the video is complete, we want to loop it. Okay, and this is placed in line, right, that functionality. Now let's add the styling. So add the class name, and here you can say we want absolute position, and we want at the top, right? So it will be on hover on this image. If you see, right, it will be like this. And if you see, if I hover on it, right, it's showing this image. Okay, now here is thing, right? Let's add the corner, because if you see, this video has a 90-degree corners. We want it rounded, right? So I will round it and I will set medium, and if you see, right, it perfectly working. Okay, now the thing is, let's add some opacity to this video, right? So I will add z index to be 0, and if you see, it will not make any change, but we want to add that one. And for this one, right, for this image we will add the z index to be 1. Okay, so now it working like this. Now the next thing, let's add the opacity for this video, right? Because on hover only we want to show the video. So you can write opacity to be 0 initially, but if I hover on it, right, then make the opacity to be 50. Okay, means 50% visible. So you'll see Disney video also is showing, and everything is showing perfectly, right? Now if you see, right, I just rerun the project, right? And then once you rerun, you can put it video here or you can put it here, and if you see the changes, right, if I hover on it, you will see these changes, right? And the video is playing in background. You will see this particular production house name, and it only when you will hover on this one, right? Perfect. And if you see this, our Disney application is similar. Okay, now if you see, right, it's not visible to eyes, but if I decrease the size of this one, it's not working sometimes, but you have to use the shadow for these boxes, right? So if you go back our application to this div tag, right, you can add the shadow. So in this case I will add the shadow Excel, and shadow color to be a black. Okay, so shadow be a black. Okay, and save it. And if you go back, it's not visible, but we added the shadow. You can check by just changing the color, because it's matching the background color. But if you change the color to something like gray 800 and save it, you will see the changes, right? And it's up to you how you want to show. I will keep this 800 shadows, look good to me, and if I hover, everything's working fine. Okay, perfect. So in next section we will add this recommended for you video and this different category video. Okay, and we will add this particular animation on hover and everything. So let's see in our next section. So in the last section we implement this production house section, and in this video we are going to implement this particular section. Okay, so it has a movie list, and on the scroll right you can move to the left, move to the right. Okay, on a hover you will see this border, some animation effect, and a lot of things, right? We also implement this particular uh, category wise or genre wise movie listing. Also we will add this particular section as well, where you can view the big movies. Okay, so let's go back to our application. So here I added the couple of things, right? I created one folder called constant, and in that constant I added this general list, right? You can access the general list from my the source code. I added the link in the description. So in this, right, this general list I get it from the TMDB API and it has an ID and the name of the genre, right? So it has a different ID for the each genre. This ID we are passing to the API so that it will return the specific movie list from that particular genre. If you go to the global API, I also added this particular endpoint, okay, and this base URL as well. Okay, it's little bit different that what we have previously. And here we are in the get movie genre by ID, we are passing the genre ID, okay, here. And make sure you will import export that particular one so that we can use it. Now let's go back to our components and create a new file called genre movie list.jsx, and here add the default template. So first access this, we have to iterate this list of genre, right? So you can write like this: genre movie list or genre list, and in the genre list we exported the genre, correct? Then map it and the arrow function. Okay, so here we have to print the name of the genre. If you see this particular Disney application, right, we have different genre, animated movies, originals, right, comedies, action and adventure, like this. So let's iterate that one first. So I will write in div tag, okay, and inside the div tag we'll add h2, and in that h2 tag we will add the item dot name, okay, which is our genre name, okay, and save it. Now if you go back to our application, you will not see anything. The reason is you have to add this genre movie list in app.jsx. okay, so go to the app.jsx and make sure you will import this particular component, so which is the genre movie list, okay. And then if you go back, you will see the list of genre, okay. So for our example, I will just iterate the first four genre. So here you can write the condition. So first you have to add the index which contains the value 0, 1, 2, 3, and then add the index here, so less than is equal to 4, like this, and okay. So only first 5 item, because it's equal to 4, so only first 5 item will be visible on the screen. And if you go back, right, if you see action, adventure, animation, comedy and crime, these are the first 5 genre which displaying on the screen. Now let's give some styling to this h2 tag. So I will write class name to be text 20 pixel, then text to be white, then text to be font to be bold, and save it, okay. And if you go back now, you will see this particular styling is applied to this our genre name, okay. Also let's give some padding and margin, okay. So on small screen I will give padding of 8, and on x-axis I will give padding of 8, okay. On the medium screen I will give the padding of x-axis on to be 16, and if you see, it will come in the line of this particular slider, okay. Perfect. Now we have to add this list, right? If you go check the Disney application, we have 1, 2, a lot of things, right? And every time we cannot add this component again and again, so we have to iterate this one. So what I will do, in the component I will create another file called movie list.jsx. okay, add the default template, and I will use this movie list inside this genera movie list. Okay, so here I will add that component movie list. Okay, and if you see, as soon as I add this one, right, you will see the name called movie list here, right, because we added this component, and everywhere you will see this, correct? Now what you have to do, you have to pass the genera id, okay, from this item to the movie list. Okay, so let's pass the genera id, which is equal to movie dot item dot id. Okay, and as a props you have to accept it here. Okay, so it contains the genera id. Okay, now we have the genera id. Now we have to pass this genera id to the API to fetch the all the movie list which is belong to that particular genera id. So create one constant and write one method called get movie by genera id. Okay, and this is the arrow function. Here we have endpoint in a global API, so just access that one. So we have the get movie by genera id, and here we have to pass this genera id here. Okay, and then we'll get the response. So just write it in console. So I will write in response dot data dot results. Okay, so this response dot data dot result contain the list of movies. Okay, but in order to call this method, we have to write a use effect function. Okay, as I told you, use effect, when you pass the empty array, right, use effect will execute only once when the components will get load. So call this particular method, and if you see, right, let's go back to our application and see in the console by going to the inspect panel and check whether we are getting this list of movies. If you see, right, we are getting the list of movies, the first 20 movies from each category. So it has all these details, right, title of the movie and everything. Perfect. Now we have to save this in some variable. So create one constant and set it as movie list, and then another set movie list. Okay, which is equal to use state. So with the help of inbuilt hook of React use state, we will save this all the movie list. Okay, so let's set movie list, and inside that we will add this particular data. Okay, now this movie list contains all our information. Okay, now here you have to iterate that. Okay, so we have the list of movies. Okay, but if you see, right, each of this category, okay, contains a number of cards, movie cards, right, we can say. And we have to, if for example in our response, right, we will see 20 movie list, and horizontally we have to show 20 list of movies, correct? So in this section, right, now iterate this movie list first. So here you can define movie list, okay, dot map item, you can give index and the arrow function. Okay, and let's instead of coding the movie card here, I will create a new component. So here create a new component called movie card.jsx, add the default template. Okay, and here I will write the movie card. Okay, and save everything. Now this movie card, if you see, right, we got the lot of movie card because we have 20 movies in each genre, and we are executing this movie. We are iterating this movie card 20 times, and in the movie card is returned. That's the reason is iterating 20 times for each of this category. Okay, which is good. That is what we wanted, right? Now what we have to do, in the movie card we are going to implement this image with the image, the border, the effect and everything. Okay, and each time we are passing the a single movie to this movie card. So here I will write movie. Okay, this is contain only one movie, and then item dot So here, okay, just we have to pass the item because item contains everything, right? And go to the movie card. Here you have to accept as a prop as a movie. Okay, now we have the movie. Let's add the image source here, and inside this I will write movie dot. So in this case, right, it's, if you see, right, this is a horizontal and it contains the name of movie, but we don't have horizontal posters or banner. Okay, so in this case we will use the vertical banner, which is the poster path. Okay, so you have to write poster path, but as you know that we use in the slider this particular base URL for the image, right? So copy this one and use it here. Okay, so this base URL we need it not here, in the movie card. Okay, and we have to add it here. So image base URL plus this one. Okay, and if you save everything, let's go back, and if you see, we are getting the list of movies and everything, right? Let me, now it's too big, obviously. We have to give some styling and some margin and everything, right? So now you have this image source, right? I don't want this div, so I will keep it empty like this, and let's give some styling to this one. So class name, right, and inside that I will give width of 110 pixel. Okay, and if you see, it will look like this. Okay, now this is I want to 110 to be on small screen. On medium screen we can give the 200. I will give the 200 pixel. Okay, and if you go back now, this is a medium or larger screen, it will be a 220 pixel, but we want to show it on horizontal way, right? So in the movie list, right, to this div, just define a class and add it as a flex. Okay, once you add it as a flex, everything will be in one line. Okay, but you can't obviously scroll, because if you see, right, it will look like this. So you have to define overflow x auto. Okay, and if you see now, we have this scroll bar now. Okay, so its scroll bar is happening. Now let's give some styling to this one. So here you have to define some gap. So here I will give gap of 8, and if you know, right, in slider we added this scroll bar hide, scroll bar none, right? So let's add that one. So I will say scroll bar none here. So in order to hide the scroll bar, if you see now, we don't see any scroll bar. Okay, but on the keyboard arrow function we can move left and right. Okay, also let's add some styling to this image, right? So if you go back to the movie card, I can say rounded corner to be large. If you see, rounded to be large, right? Now if you go back to our Disney application, on hover only we are able to see this border, right? On hover effect only, and once I move the mouse from this particular movie, the border is gone. So I will say on hover, add the border of 3 pixel and the border color to be gray of 400. If you see, if I hover on this one, right, you see the border. Okay, and also I want to scale the size of the image. So on hover only, right? So on hover, on hover I want to scale it to 110. Okay, if I see, it's working, right? But if you observe, right, the top portion is getting cut, right? So in order to fix this, right, we have to give some padding from the top in a movie list. So here I will give some padding top to 5 and on padding x to be 3. Okay, and let's see now. If you say, we also want to give padding from the bottom, so let's give padding from bottom to be 10. Okay, and if you see, it's working, right? You can decrease the padding from bottom to 5 and let's see how it looks. Okay, perfect. Now border is coming, but it's very fast, you don't see smoothness. Okay, so in movie card, just add the transition to be all and Duration should be, for example, 150. Okay, and is in, I will put only is in. Okay, and if you see, you will see this change, right? Now let's add the cursor pointer as well here, and if you see, it's working fine. Okay, I hope you understand this particular until this point everything. Okay, and also if I decrease the screen size, right, if I decrease the screen size, this image size get changed, and if I screen size medium, the image size is get changed. Now the point is, how can we move this, because without keyboard you can't move left and right. So if I go to the Disney application, we will see this arrow, right? You can move right, you can move left, right? So let's add that one. So if you remember on slider, we added this particular functionality, right? Same thing we will add it here. So I already added have code for that one. So go to the movie list, right? And inside the movie list, wrap this one div, and inside that I will push this line of code. Okay, so this is the left button click, and this is the right one. Okay, if you see, the source code is already there in the description, you can check. It's very simple, the same way which we added for the slider, we are adding for this movie list as well. Okay, also you have to make sure that you are adding the reference. Okay, and make sure you will import it, and also we have to add this left and right slide methods, right? So this is the slide left, slide right, and also make sure you have to add the reference for your div which you are trying to move, right? So for this div I added the reference as well. If you save everything, let's go back to our application. Let's see, we got one error. So let's see the error. Okay, so it's saying this icon is not defined, right? So make sure when you add it, right, you have these icons, you are gonna import it. Okay, so let's import this particular icons. So I will import it, okay, and save it. Now let's go back to our application, and if you see, right, you are getting these buttons. Okay, if I increase the screen size, right now if you see, right, we are only getting this left buttons. I don't know why right now not showing. Okay, let's see the issue. So this is the right one, and the position is absolutely right. Let's see what's the issue. Okay, so if you see, right, we are getting this button below this one. So let's say it's absolute position. Okay, and once if we say the absolute, right, it's going somewhere behind this one. So make sure you keep like this, and make this div to be relative, so this absolute will be applicable only for in this particular div, right? And once we did it, if you see, we are getting this button now, right? Now if I click it, right, this scroll is not smoothly. If you see Disney application, right, scroll is smooth. So to this div, just right scroll to be smooth, right? This is how easy with the Tailwind CSS when you work and learn the Tailwind CSS. If I click right now, you see movement is on left, on right, on hover, you will see this effect. So this is how easy and to do the styling in the Tailwind CSS. Okay, so and let's see whether it work in small screen. If I do the small screen, right, I am hiding this particular arrow, because on small screen you can able to move with the help of your fingers, right? If I am on small screen, I can move like this, right? See, perfect. So I hope you understand this particular section. Okay, in the next section we will implement how to add this particular in middle of this list, right? You want to change the layout of this movie list, for example, in this, right, if you see, it's completely changed the layout. Somewhere is horizontal banner, but here vertical banner. So I will teach you how to do it. Okay, so in next section. So in this section we will implement this kind of things, right? So if you see, most of them in the Disney application, you will see this banner view movie list, right? And at the some places the vertical banner list you will see. In our application we mostly showing the vertical banners for the movie, but in this case at some places we will show the horizontal banner listing. Okay, because we are little bit giving the twist for our application. So let's go back to our application. In the component, right, create a new component called large movie card dot jsx, or you can say horizontal movie card, right? So I will write hr movie card dot jsx. Okay, add the default template. Now in the movie list, right, we are using this movie card to display each movies, right? This is this particular movie item we are displaying with the movie card. So in this case we have to replace this with the hr movie card after certain period of genre, right? For example, for the third genre, every time whenever we show the third genre, we want the horizontal movie list, right? So we have to pass some value from the genre. Okay, so what I will do it here, for this movie list, right, in the movie list item I will pass the index value. So just write index, okay, which is equal to index value. Okay, and this index value contains 0 1 2 3. Okay, so every time when we are rendering this movie list, we will get the index here, right? So I added this index, so this will be like this. Okay, and then I will check it here. Okay, so what we'll do, I will wrap this first in a blank tags. Okay, and here I will check if index which we are getting props from the general movie list mod 3 is equal to 0. So this is the condition we are checking. Okay, otherwise you have to show this movie card. Okay, and if this condition matches, then we will render this our horizontal movie list card. Okay, so if you see, right, this is a ternary operator, okay, which is popular. So instead of if else loop, we will use this ternary operator, right? So what it will do, it will check if index value mod 3 is getting 0 or not. Okay, and if we are getting this value, then we are showing the hr movie card. Otherwise we will show this our regular movie card, okay, which is a vertical banner. Now if I save it and let's go back to our application, right, you will see this. At the first we are seeing, then second, third no, then for fourth for comedy we are getting this hr movie card, right, kind of thing. So we have to make sure that one. Now let's go back to our hr movie card. Okay, what I will do, I will just copy paste the existing movie card. Okay, so I will copy this movie card in hr movie card like this. Okay, and instead of this poster path, right, also make sure you will add this base url. Okay, so you can define this base url in some constant file, so that you can't enter the use it every time in every or define every time in each component. But for now we will define like this. And here instead of poster path, right, if we go back to our console and let's go to the console, here you will see this array, right? So here you will see this backdrop path. Right now we are using the poster path, right? So we will use this backdrop path. So replace this poster path with the backdrop path and save it. Now if you go back to our application, we are getting some error. Let's check what's the error. So it's saying movie is not defined, right? Because we have to accept the prop, okay, as a movie, and we have to make sure from movie list we are passing this prop, because it's similar like movie card, right? So I will pass it like this. Okay, and here I am accepting as a movie. So I will accept like as a movie. Okay, and make sure you save it everything. And if you go back, right, I'm getting this horizontal now, you see, right? But right now, if you see, right, for this one we don't have any movie name or anything displaying, correct? So in order to do add the movie titles and everything, right, I will add the h2 tag here, and inside this h2 tag I will add the uh, movie dot title. So title of this movie, right? If you check now, right, it's showing like this, correct? Because right now we did not add it in a div or anything, right? So you can add the section here, or you can add the div tag as well, it's up to you. Okay, and if I save it, you will see this like this, right? Because for this section we did not apply any flex, and in the movie list, right, we applied the flex. That's the reason on the UI it will look like this, because this particular title we have to give some width for the title. So what I will do, so whatever the image size we have, right, we will give the same size. So here I will change to 260 for a horizontal way. So let's say 260, and just copy this and paste it here. Okay, and save it. Now if you go back, you will see the change. You see, right? And we also getting this name of the movie. So let's give some styling to this movie title. So let's get text to be white, and also I will give some margin from the top to be 2. Okay, and if you see, okay, it's working perfectly. Also on hover, right, I also want to hover this scale this font. So I will just copy this line of code and remove from here, and I will put it to the section, so whole section will get uh, scale. Okay, so now if you see everything will get scale, right? Also if you see this particular arrow, right, is coming down, correct? And here this is looks good, but for this one is coming down because we gave some margin from the top, right? So to fix this issue, let's go to the movie list and we define the icon over here, right? So depends on the index which we defined, right? Depends on that one, we will change the margin from the top, whether we want to give 150 pixel or we want to give 100 pixel. So what I will do, I will wrap this in this particular code, right? Remove this single quote from here, and then wrap this whole thing in a outside that you have to wrap it in a curly braces like this. Okay, then in order to write the dynamic condition, right, on dynamically you want to apply the style, you have to write dollar. In between that you can write the condition. So in this case I will write this condition index, okay, mod 3 is equal to 0. Then I want the margin. So the property that the class, right, Tailwind CSS class, you have to write in a code that time margin top to be 100 pixel. Okay, otherwise again in a code you can write this margin. Okay, so when index size index is index which is providing from the general movie list is mod 3 is equal to 0, then we are giving just margin top for this particular icon to be 100 pixel. So if you save it, you will see this change, right? If you see, right, this particular icon coming up now, it only applicable for this kind of movie listing, right? So what I will do, I will decrease it again, let's say 80 pixel, and check it now how it looks. Okay, this is look good. You have to apply same class and same condition for this arrow as well. So copy this line of code, okay, paste it here, remove this one, make sure you will wrap this everything in code and change this code to this kind of code. Okay, perfect. And if I go back here, you will see this, right? If I increase the screen size, you will see this change. Perfect. If I hover it, everything looks good, right? So I hope you understand this part, right? Now depends on you how you want to give styling. It's up to you how you want to give animation. Now if you see, right, I am giving lot of space, you can remove that space as well. So if I go back to the general movie list, right, we are giving some padding, margin, So you can change that and you can play with it. It's up to you how you want to handle it. Okay, so I hope you understand this particular section, and we pretty much completed this Disney clone. Okay, and as I say, this is fully responsive, right? Even though on if I convert it into mobile view, right, you will see this particular beautiful section. And let's see, this menu also got changed. If I decrease the screen size, right, then the slider as also, then this particular section, and finally the list of movies. So if you have any question regarding whatever we learned for the Disney clone, then let me know in the comment section, or you can directly message me on the Instagram. Also, you can follow me on the Instagram. You can join my Telegram channel. The description, the link are in the description, so you can check it out. Hello everyone. So we are in the final section of this Disney course tutorial. Okay, and I'm very excited. So right now we completed our application. Okay, and if you see everything we completed. If you have any question until now, you can, as I say, you can comment it in the comment box. Okay, or you can directly message me on the Instagram. Also, now the last point here, we need to deploy this application on some hosting so that anyone can able to access your website. Okay, so first of all, if you don't know how to deploy it on the Vercel, or you want to deploy on share hosting, then watch this my video carefully. Okay, first thing, we are using GitHub to push our code to the GitHub first, and from there we will deploy our application to the Vercel. Okay, so if you don't have any account on a GitHub, then create a new account, and make sure you have to follow the step to in order to push the code. Okay, so I already created the account and I already pushed some of the code. Okay, so right now I will just push my existing code. So I will check, I will add a code and then I will commit it. Okay, I will just push add the message final. Okay, and then I will push it. Okay, so right now it's saying everything's up to date, so I already push everything on a GitHub. Okay, and everything is ready, so my code is here, all the required files are there. Right now, the next point, once you push your code to GitHub, or you can use GitLab, it's up to you, then open a Vercel. Okay, and if you don't have an account on a Vercel, then create a new account. Okay, and here once you are in this page, right, this is a dashboard, click add new. So click add new and select the project. Okay, here right now I'm getting this GitHub repository access, right, but you can choose you from the GitLab or GitHub, it's up to you. Right now I connected to GitHub. Okay, and once you push your code, you will see the project name over here, right? So whatever it is in the GitHub, it will display here, and you will see this icon. So this icon is Vite icon, right? So because we created the application with the help of Vite, and just thing you need to do to click on import. Okay, here you have to give the project name, framework, everything are okay, right? You don't need to do anything right here because we don't have any special configuration in our application, and just set deploy. Okay, within a few seconds your application will get deployed, and if you see, right, the deployment is started and it's getting built. Okay, so we'll wait for a few moments, and if you see, right, our application get deployed, right, within a few seconds our applications get deployed. Here you will see the preview. If you click on it, okay, you will see our application is deployed on this particular domain, disney-clone.eta.7.vercel.com, right? And now you can access through anywhere. Okay, but if you want to change the domain name, right, just go back, say continue dashboard, and here I think you can change the domain name, right? So just click on view domains. Okay, And if you see, right, I changed this Disney Clone dash Tubeguruji. Okay, and now if I open this particular URL, I can able to see my application. Now you can try this one. I put this link in the description and you can try it. Okay, if you want to deploy your application on your own shared hosting, right, then link is in description. Watch that particular video, watch this video, and then you will get to know how to deploy it. Okay, and guys, if you have any question, as I say, please comment in the section, or direct message me on the Instagram as well. Okay, the next course is much more interesting, and I'm sure that you will love it, right? We are building a mobile application with the help of React Native. So please subscribe to my channel if you did not subscribe, and keep smiling. Thank you.